Welcome Quest fans, Tony here. So if I ask you to think of some side quest games, you'll probably tell me about Crisis Brigade, Pavlov, Deity, those popular games that receive tens of thousands of downloads. But what I'm going to show you in the video today is those hidden gems that maybe haven't received so much attention but are worthy of anyone's time. Now if you like this video, do check out my channel. I have plenty of content there, such as how to play light gun games on your Quest and the up and coming game Tavern Towers, which lets you play Dungeons and Dragons in virtual reality. If you enjoy my channel and are willing to support it, do subscribe and hit that notification bell. It will keep you up to date and help keep this channel going. So let's get to it. The first game is Vanishing Grace. Now this is a pre-alpha demo where you play as Joel, a childhood friend of Grace who has left everything behind in order to find Grace after she disappears. Now this is a puzzle game that has you retracing Grace's footsteps in order to uncover the mystery of her disappearance. Along the way you'll be solving puzzles. Anyone who grew up in the 90s will appreciate the 90s nostalgia dotted throughout. And it's a nice little demo. It has great visuals, lots to interact with, a nice story and decent puzzles. All in all, it should take you about 30 minutes to complete, depending on how much you explore and how long it takes you to solve the puzzles. Next we take a look at Arcaxer. Now this is a turn-based RPG with a first-person action-orientated combat mode, but a third-person god view of the overworld. So as soon as you enter combat, you switch from third-person to first-person mode. It's turn-based combat with a bit of a difference in that you can dodge attacks, and how well you aim and time your attacks is also going to affect the damage you give. You get to play as either a fighter, mage or thief, and your goal is to make your way to the top of the stack, a procedurally generated dungeon filled with enemies, loot and traps. And once you reach the top of the stack, you face off against the Taskmaster. Next up we have Out or Dead. Now if you've ever played T for God, you'll have some idea of what Out for Dead offers. It creates procedurally generated environments, which means you can physically walk through the whole game without ever having to leave your play space. It currently has two experiences: the Pyramid, where you have to find the ancient treasure room, navigating a labyrinth and solving some puzzles along the way, and Training Ground, which uses the same procedurally generated environments but tests your reactions and shooting skills. Next up we have NaN Industry, a VR puzzle game where you build a factory in 3D by placing blocks in space. Now these blocks have special properties. They can push, weld, destroy, fire lasers and so on, and your ultimate goal is to get those dark blue colored blocks called solar cells to an exit point. Now what's fantastic about this game is not only are there many different blocks to choose from, making for a variety of puzzles to solve, but the amount of content is staggering. There are over 30 levels to play, and you can even create your own levels and play the creations of others. So there's plenty here to keep you busy. Now let's take a look at Pathcraft. Now this is a puzzle game similar to NaN Industry where you have to use objects to guide the robot to its goal. Like NaN Industry, it has many levels. You can also create your own levels and play other people's creations. Next up we take a look at Alps. Now I reviewed this game recently. It's a skiing game. It has 4 different maps to play from, which will give you at least an hour's worth of solid gameplay. And once you finish those maps, you can then use the Ghost Rider to try to see if you can beat your personal best. It's an addictive game that's easy to pick up, but difficult to master, and will have you coming back time and time again. Next up we have the horror game DeadScope. In this game you acquire the artifact, the DeadScope, that allows you to spot monsters who are after your blood when you're hiding in the long grass. It's a game that, whilst it might not have the best graphics, it certainly offers a tense and exciting experience. There are also plenty of hidden things to find along the way, and I think this demo offers a unique survival horror type game that will test your patience and your wits. Next up we have Pocket Racer, a game where you get to create your own tracks along with ramps, pipes and half pipes and then race on them. It's got plenty of modes as well as the ability to share your tracks online. You can even browse the tracks of other users, then race on those tracks and race against their best time, seeing if you can beat their best time on that particular track. So some really cool features, and this one definitely deserves more attention. Now this game is called Wrong Voyage Ex. It's a first-person shooter with some easy puzzles and exploration elements. While you might not find it to be the most challenging game, you'll certainly not regret having spent time in this weird and wonderful world where ancient constructions meet technology to create an awesome atmosphere that's really well worth exploring. Now as for game number 10, I'll leave that one open for you to decide. Pop down in the comments below and let me know what game you think needs more recognition and why. But that's it from me. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.